Prime Sports Media. How's everybody doing? Let's get at it right now. I'm going to be talking about Sheduer. I think he played a great game against the Tennessee Titans. They should have won that game if it was not for the sabotage of the head coach of Cleveland. You know, Kevin Stefanski. I can't stand the man's name. He has pretty much sabotaged or has attempted, but despite that, Sheduer is still showing you that he belongs in the NFL, and I like that very much so. Now, I'm going to get back to Sheduer and break that down. I've got a myriad of video clips that I want to show you from everyone identifying that Sheduer is the future of Cleveland right now. Although I would like to see him go elsewhere because I think Cleveland is a disastrous organization, a horrible organization. But as a reminder, we know that CU ended their college football season 2 weeks ago. We know that this young man right here, Juju, is the future, and that cannot be denied. He has great skills. He did not play in the Kansas State game because I guess they're going to give him that red shirt. So hopefully that means he comes back next year as a red shirt sophomore, gives him more time to develop into the quarterback that we know Juju is going to be. Some other good news that I'm really excited about, as much as I am excited about Juju and his prospects for next season, is that they did it. They finally got Juju a better offensive coordinator going forward for this young man. They got rid of Pat Shermer. He was terrible. And they got my man, Marion. This gentleman I'm familiar with. He's out of Sacramento State. And I'm really looking forward to what he'll bring to the table. I think he has college football experience. He is going to be a very interesting offensive coordinator. We're going to have a different offense under this gentleman. And I'm looking forward to it by all means. Let me give you a little bit of breakdown of Marion and his background. Now, we know that Coach Prime hired him just this month to revamp the struggling offense under Pat Shermer. This gentleman right here you see on the screen has experience coaching at UNLV, of course, Sacramento State. He led the Sacramento State team into the 2026 season, and he likes to run this offense called go-go offense, and I'm going to do maybe another video to go more in detail about that kind of offense, but I'm certainly looking forward to what he brings to the table. So I think that's a win-win for CU. A good change. Now, let's get back to Sheduer and all that is happening with Sheduer Sanders with Cleveland, because I think it's horrible the way they're treating him, the way they're marginalizing this young man, because Sheduer is a lot better than the quarterback that they got in Dylan Gabriel, who went 3rd overall, where Sheduer went 5th, 144, as you know. Totally derailed, they did him wrong, okay? Completely wrong. They've got an issue with him, his father. Let's just keep it real, okay? And I just think that Cleveland is just not the place for him to be, at least not under the coaching and authority of this man right here, Kevin Stefanski, who is horrible. You can tell he does not want Sheduer there. He's not into Sheduer. Sheduer was not his first choice. And I want to see him gone. They need to fire him because Sheduer did everything right in that game, okay? Sheduer was the man. He threw for 364 yards, 29 rushing yards. I mean, he did his thing, as you can see right here, rushing, throwing the ball for 3 touchdowns. He's got 4 touchdowns overall. Okay. Remember, he ran a touchdown in to put Cleveland in good position to win the game. And then you have Kevin Stefanski, who screws it all up, doesn't have the wherewithal to understand that you've got a winning quarterback who has leadership skills, that his father has prepared him for this moment. And you see him right there with his father hugging him before the game, getting himself hyped up for the game. And you can see him right here as the game went on, feeling really good about himself for what he was doing. We saw it, we witnessed it, but we saw a lot of hate by one Kevin Stefanski, who obviously doesn't want them there. Cleveland has ran through a bevy of quarterbacks. They have not been able to get themselves back on track whatsoever for a number of years now. And it is obvious to me, I'm going to say it again, that Cleveland, as long as they have Stefanski, Kevin Stefanski is the coach of this team, that Shedeur will always be given, will not be given the credit that he so deserves to have in this program, you see. And it's quite a shame that Shedeur is in this situation. And I want to show you some video clips that I have. Shedeur was doing his thing out there. This should have been a W win for Shedeur, but Stefanski went out there and took Shedeur out of the game to put some damn wildcat play that did not work out. You've got a quarterback in Shedeur who's showing you that he has a hot hand, that he's the hot hand all game. Now, yeah, of course he threw an interception, but his rival quarterback for the Tennessee Titans, he threw an interception, right? Like, so there's things that he could do better. There's things that he did great because Shedeur didn't get the reps that were necessary to be able to do the things that were necessary to, he would be a lot hit of the game, Shedeur, if they had have gotten him in the mix a long time ago. Let me go over to here, and I want to show you something real quick. Shedeur's been working his butt off ever since he got to Cleveland. As you can see right here, Shedeur is practicing at a local high school, throwing the ball, trying to get improving on his accuracy, improving on his ability to pinpoint his passes. As you see him throwing the ball right there, beautiful catch by the receiver, beautiful throw by Shedeur. Okay? And this is why Shedeur has a lot of confidence that he has the winning spirit that it takes. And I want to play this video. People, I don't know, in Cleveland or around the country, there were people in the media that thought Shedeur was being cocky when he made these statements about himself because he's confident. He's confident about himself. Watch this right here.
That's not nothing, in my place to answer. That's nothing I can't answer. Not answer, but I know for sure I'm not. I know if you see the quarterback play in the league right now, I know I'm capable of doing better than that.
Right. Let's watch Shedeur. Let's watch Shedeur do his thing right here in the game. Here's a little bit of a clip for you right here. Check it out. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. Shedeur showed that he has everything that it takes to be successful in the league. If only he would have gotten more reps, more time with the first team. Kevin Stefanski has done everything to sabotage this young man's success. I don't care what anybody says. He has not been in favor of Shedeur. He did not want Shedeur You can tell by his attitude towards Shedeur. Shedeur comes from a very confident family. His father was a star. His father was a Hall of Famer. Coach Prime was an all-star. He's in the Hall of Fame, Yellow Jacket, one of the best, if not the best defensive back to ever play in the game. And how would you not think that this young man would have the confidence that he can play in this league when he was raised by one of the best in his own father and Coach Prime you see right here? And so, once again, at the end of the day, Shedeur and his father, Coach Prime, have the last laugh at the end of the day. That I do know is facts. Now, let me show you another video that proves that, Shedeur is not only a guy that has potential to be a great player at the pro level if given reps, if given opportunity, without somebody like Kevin Stefanski trying to sabotage him. But let me let you see how he handled himself at the press conference after the game. Check this out right here.
I was thankful that I was driving down the field and we scored.
Did you wish you had the ball in your hand in that moment to tie the game?
If I'm out there any play, I would always have the ball in my hand, but that's not what football is. Sometimes you got to run the ball. Sometimes you got to kick a field goal. Everything. That's the game. That's the most important thing is the ball. So in any situation, of course you would want to, but I know we practiced something and we executed it in practice, and we just didn't seem to this day. So I would never go against, kind of like what the call was or anything.
Because he's a professional. Now, this is the problem right here. This man right here is getting in his way. He's getting in Shedeur's way of being the player that he can be. Now, he's going to be that player, but it doesn't help you when you have a coach getting in the way of your success, because that coach wants to sabotage you, wants to marginalize you and your effectiveness as a quarterback at this level. I wonder, why did Cleveland do this? And there were a lot of teams right now who are scratching their head and saying, we effed up. We should have gotten Shedeur. We should have brought Shedeur in here. Shedeur would have been the best decision for us to make, because he has a strong work ethic. And what you witnessed from Shedeur this weekend is a young man who not only can play the game, throw the ball, get accuracy, but you got a field general. You have a young man who is accurate in his throws, a young man that has a lot of nerve, strength, and sinew that you can't just marginalize. But he's got this filthy coach here, and Kevin Stefanski, who's trying to hold him back. Watch this here.
But, throughout the game, which we knew he would, obviously with any young player, Mary Kay, there's going to be ups and downs, and I thought there were some really, really, really good moments. He'll keep learning from some of the plays that he wants back, but some really good moments.
What was supposed to happen on that last two-point conversion?
Yeah, not going to get into all the specifics, Jeff, but obviously did not go as we thought it would.
Why would you take him off?
This is a fool that you're looking at right here. The press is asking him, why did you take Shedeur off the field when Shedeur was doing everything that was necessary to be successful? Why, Stefanski? Why would you do that when you've got a young man who's playing this game, who's more than capable, and you set up there and you play this type of game? Let me take this off right here. Why would Stefanski do that to Sheduer Sanders unless the bottom line is he wants Shedeur to look bad? He wants to make sure Shedeur doesn't have an opportunity to put up the big numbers, to look good, so that not only is he not forced to have to play Shedeur, that he won't only not look good for other teams to pick him up. This is what you call sabotage. And Kevin Stefanski is exhibit A when it comes to this right now. Let's get back to this. This is a damn shame.
Yeah, it's a 2-point play. Didn't come through on our first 2-point play. Got to the second 2-point play. We didn't come through, but that's on me.
It is definitely on you, and you need to be ran out of town by all means. This didn't make any sense to take Sheduer out of the game when he was playing well, and you go with some funky Wildcat play that did not turn up well for you. Let's hear this again.
But, throughout the game, which we knew he would. Obviously, with any young player, Mary Kay, there's going to be ups and downs, and I thought there were some really, really, really good moments. He'll keep learning from some of the plays that he wants back, but some really good moments.
What was supposed to happen on that last 2-point conversion?
Yeah, not going to get into all the specifics, Jeff, but obviously did not go as we thought it would.
Why would you take him off?
Yeah, it's a 2-point play. Didn't come through on our first 2-point play. Got to the second 2-point play. We didn't come through, but that's on me.
What you've got going on is Stefanski doesn't want to answer real critical questions. Why would you take Sheduer out of the game when he's got the hot hand? He could have easily probably scored on that down. You take him out. He didn't want to answer those questions. It was all excuses. Then he wants to say, well, it's on me. You are trying to sabotage this young man. You've been doing it ever since. Cleveland is a horrible organization. I'm going to say it again. I would like to see Sheduer traded to another team that is really in his best interest, that really wants to see him be successful, not a team like Cleveland that doesn't know how to win, doesn't know how to handle quarterbacks, and sabotage quarterbacks. This is a damn shame. Now, what I want to show you next is Jeffrey Simmons, who is, I think he's a defensive tackle, a defensive end, something of that nature, with the Tennessee Titans, who was coming after Sheduer all night. And they had words with each other, a little trash talk, but you could tell that this gentleman has respect. He is on the field playing the game, not Kevin Stefanski. This man, I'm about to play it for you, is saying that Sheduer is a competitor. He can see the competitive spirit, and he knows that this young man, Sheduer, is a player. I want y'all to see what this gentleman had to say right here. Check this out.
Man, like, he's been a competitor all his life. I mean, you a fan of, his family, especially with Dion. Them guys were right there in my backyard in Jackson State. So, I was kind of watching them, especially when they was at Jackson State. So I've been knew he was a competitor. I mean, it's the reason why you see the pre-draft things with him and Sheduer. him and Cam. So it's like, he's a competitor. He's going to talk smack. I love it. I told him, we talked out the game and throughout the game, like, that's his team now. So he going to be a star in this league. He already a star. So you enjoy it when you playing against a guy like that. That's can give you a little smack talk back, but you also got to kind of let him know he's still a rookie. He was like, God damn, you back here every play. I'm like, he's a rookie. So, but no, it was fun. It was fun to be able to, smack talk, but also still respect the game.
Right. Beautiful. Love everything that he had to say about Sheduer. Now, check this out. This is an ESPN radio program in Cleveland. They've been speaking about Sheduer and the nonsense that's been going on with Kevin Stefanski and the Cleveland Browns and how they've been handling this whole situation. This is bananas to me, but I want you to hear what they had to say, their perspective, because it was a true perspective.
Sheduer looked great. It's so obvious that all the kid needs is game reps,
right?
Let alone practice reps. Let them play the damn games. All I know is they should have had this kid in from the beginning of the year. God knows where they'd be right now, where he'd be right now.
Tell the truth.
What you're watching right now is a field general.
Mm-hmm.
Kid is a leader. You could tell in an instant when he's on the field. He's playing behind a bad O-line. And as I said, he needs more games rep. He looked better than Cam Ward. Come on. Give me a break. 10 times.
Cam Ward,
By
that's
the way,
the
he
one.
can hit a big play. Pinpoint elite accuracy on some of those passes. Now, did he make a bad throw? Sure he did. Threw a pick. So did Cam Ward. Did he miss a couple open guys? Yes, but he missed less open guys. And his footwork's a mess, and he pats the ball, but that's him. It doesn't matter. He put that ball, the throw to Njoku was throw and catch of the year. His throw to Judy was a thing of beauty. His throw down the sidelines to Harold Fannin was right on the fingertips. Insane. I don't know about the Browns, but I want to see more of this kid, and I'm ready to bring him back next year. Dylan Gabriel, I don't know what their plans are for him.
Thank you for the super chat.
Let's go right here. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it. Cleveland ESPN Radio is telling you they don't know what the future is for Dylan Gabriel. Why the hell did Cleveland even draft Dylan Gabriel third, and then they took Shedeur fifth? Because they really didn't want Shedeur. I don't even think the owner even really wanted Shedeur. Something was going on in their front office. There's a lot of, I believe personally, allegedly, there was something with the NFL to send a message to not only Shedeur, but Coach Prime. In my opinion, I think there was some slick stuff going on, in my opinion, because this whole thing doesn't make any sense the way this whole thing's going down. It is obvious that all Shedeur needed was reps. And I don't know why Cleveland, given the fact that they've got a crowded quarterback depth chart, why did they do this? And then the question is, why did teams in the NFL who clearly needed a quarterback, why did they make a mistake and not draft Shedeur and go along with the rumor mills that were coming out of the coaching staff of the Giants? And we see that their head coach, they booted him out not too long ago. And this is crazy. Let's go on with the next clip. This is going to be Shannon Sharp's nightcap, and they made some good. Shannon Sharp, he's had some issues with, females that he deals with, but he makes some good points here that I think everybody will get something out of. Check this out right here, everybody.
Department of Justice, I need y'all to open up an investigation in what the hell is going on in Cleveland. What the hell is Stefanski doing?
Yeah. Facts.
Because it makes no sense. Even if you want to run the Wildcat, considering that your quarterback is playing at he's on fire. He's hotter than 4 foxes in a forest fire. That's how hot he is, Ocho. And you take him out. You take him out to do, think about this, Ocho. You take him out to have somebody else throw a pass? Because that's what it looked like. If you was going to flip it to him, what was he going to do? Run it? Or he was going to run and put up and throw up?
This is a good point. Stefanski, I don't know what Stefanski was thinking about. I said it. Shedeur had the hot hand. So why would you take the ball out of Shedeur's hand, put Shedeur in a situation where you show him that type of disrespect when the young man gave you 364 yards, 29 yards rushing, total touchdowns 4. I think Shedeur, for the second time in a row, set a record for Cleveland as a rookie player within the last couple of weeks now, and you do this to him. You take him out. You take a hot hand out and bring in a cold hand, and you embarrass yourself like this. This doesn't make any type of sense to me, but it's crazy.
I'll pull up and throw a pass. So that's what I did.
Listen, he was gonna throw it. Listen, he was gonna throw it to somebody. If Junkers it flipped the ball like it was supposed to, obviously misdirection. You know how well misdirection works when you're playing against the defense. That's extremely aggressive.
Yes.
Extremely aggressive. You're hoping somebody misses assignment in a back or a receiver or.
Facts. You are hoping that somebody's gonna miss something. But at the end of the day, Shannon Sharp is right. They need to call the FBI, CIA, somebody out there to investigate this man that you see right here, Kevin Stefanski, for the way he is handling the situation here. Let's go to another video that I want to show you by one Skip Bayless. You know Skip Bayless, who's been pretty much a writer for Shedeur and wanting to see Shedeur be successful at the NFL level. So let's go ahead and play a little bit of this. I'm very excited to show you this. because I think Skip Bayless is speaking facts. And again, Kevin Stefanski needs to be fired ASAP. And we do mean right now.
I'm going to say it again. Kevin Stefanski must be fired. I'm going to say it again and again and again. Kevin Stefanski did not want Sheduer Sanders, didn't even want him in the 5th round. Kevin Stefanski has done everything in his power to keep Sheduer Sanders from succeeding in Cleveland as a 5th round pick against all odds. Even yanking Sheduer again for the potential tying 2-point conversion, going with the Wildcat. It was a disaster.
Disaster.
After Sheduer had shown again and again, he's the answer in the red zone for the Cleveland Browns. Sheduer Sanders just played by far his best game as a pro.
I want to say this, Skip Bayless. You know, I've had my issues with Skip over the years on First Takes and the Undisputed. You know, him and Shannon Sharp had their falling out, but he's 100% here. Stefanski has got to go. He is out of his gravity. And this is why I think this is a shame. There was a coach in Cleveland by the name of Hugh Jackson who never, and eventually he coached with the Raiders for a short time and lost that job. But when he was with Cleveland, Hugh Jackson didn't get this long of an opportunity, meaning Cleveland didn't give him a chance to develop his team to get the team better. And they got rid of him for less than what Stefanski is doing right now. And so there's some bias there, in my opinion, for obvious reasons. But let's continue with Skip just a little bit more.
He just threw for 364 yards and 3 touchdowns.
That's facts.
And led the Browns in rushing and scored a
right, because Sheduer ran a touchdown in for a touchdown, right? He showed you that he got some wheels. And remember when he came out of CU, everybody kept saying, "Oh, he's not athletic enough." The man ran pretty damn good in this game and made plays when necessary, given the fact that he's been, in my opinion, sabotaged. You see? Let me show you something else we got here, another video we got here that clearly shows you that here's another, I think this is another radio station in Cleveland, and they expressed the facts. And listen to this right here.
This is what makes the Browns look terrible, because I don't think it looks terrible that they didn't start Sheduer week 1 when we've gotten into those discussions, but it does look really bad that you drafted Dylan ahead of him. You gave him first priority. He wasn't ready
agree with you on this.
For football.
Yeah.
Sheduer was more ready for football. And you told everybody.
Yeah.
This is the thing. When people would get mad at me or Albert Breer or any of the reporters saying that there was this chasm between the two quarterbacks, well, it's because the Browns were telling everybody that. And then, by the way they operated, they were telling everybody that. So it was the Browns that planted that seed. And so, yeah, I ran with it. I made the mistake of trusting the Browns on that. And it's obvious to everybody that Dylan Gabriel was not ready, that Sheduer was more ready, and that, oh, by the way, Sheduer has way more talent.
Because I don't believe that there's a chance at all that Dylan Gabriel would have got us back from 14 down. I don't think there's any chance at all. And I don't think that that's tough to say.
All right, so you hear the opinions. Let me know what you think by definitely leaving comments and liking on this video. Subscribe to the channel, share the video. Make sure you leave those comments. I will respond to some of your comments. What do you think about this whole situation? I've done other videos about this situation with Sheduer as it relates to him being in Cleveland. I think he needs to be, in my opinion, out of Cleveland. I don't think Cleveland is the right place for him, especially as long as they've got Kevin Stefanski in the picture there. I don't think it works out for Sheduer. There's just too many haters in the sauce. Let me play a video by, you guys will recognize this gentleman right here. You've seen him on FS1 Sports. And here we go. Speak easy.
Sheduer Sanders is beyond the shadow of a doubt the future of the Cleveland Browns. Sheduer looked better versus an NFL team than the supposed #1 overall pick Heisman winner Mendoza looked versus Ohio State just yesterday. Sheduer Sanders is the future of the Browns. Period. 4 touchdowns, including the rushing, 393 yards. I already watched the Sheduer Sanders tape. You can watch it after the show. It's on YouTube, a full complete breakdown. What you see of Sheduer Sanders is this: darts to Jerry Jeudy and the second window of zone coverage after he beats his initial player in man. What you see is perfect passes to David Njoku over the shoulder of another defender. What you see is 8-yard touchdown runs when everybody's covered in man coverage. What you see is Sheduer Sanders
what you see
the line of scrimmage and then hitting Harold Fannin on.
What you see is a man who has a future in this level of football. You're seeing a man that has overcome all the odds of people against him at the NFL level. What you're seeing is that the NFL or the scouting departments, that they may not really know how to evaluate. I mean, even Mel Kiper said this, that they really don't know how to evaluate quarterbacks in the NFL. We can name a slew of guys who were supposed to be the real thing, and they had the scouts saying, this is the tangibles on this guy, and he did not pan out. What Sheduer has, let me just let y'all know, what Sheduer has that other quarterbacks don't really have, that may have more talent in him, maybe a stronger arm than him, maybe more athletic ability, is that they don't have the brain power to process things. Sheduer can process when given time and given reps. Sheduer has the leadership. He has the intangibles that quarterbacks that may have more physical gifts than him don't have. That's what wins in the NFL. Even Tom Brady wasn't the most athletic quarterback in the NFL. Okay, that go a great throw by Sheduer. Okay, Tom Brady was not the most athletic guy in the NFL at all. But what Tom Brady had as his intangible is that he understood the game from top to bottom, meaning he used his brain to process. He could throw the ball. If you give him time, he could get it there. He made good decisions with the football. He was a general on the field. And that's what wins football games. Joe Montana didn't have the strongest arm. He wasn't the most athletic, but Joe Montana made the plays, could read the defense, could think cerebral in the mind, understood what the defense was doing to him, when to get rid of the ball. And every now and then, Joe Montana had the ability to scramble when necessary. He wasn't a track runner, but he went all the way to 4 Super Bowls. Tom Brady, what? Damn it, he's got, 8, 9 rings now? Shit. Let me play this. Now, remember, this is going to be a reminder to everybody, this kind of stuff that goes on in the NFL, or some of the nonsense that goes on, should I say. Remember, Eric Dickerson came out and said he talked to somebody in the NFL, someone who's very close in the league, that told him that definitely there was allegedly some collusion, that Deion Sanders may not have as many friends in the NFL, at least in management, such as maybe coaches or people that work in these front offices, that he may not have as many people in the NFL that really care for him as much as he may believe. We know that a lot of the players love him, but the people who really move the needle business-wise may not. Let me play this as another reminder that there's more to this than what we really know, or what we believe is going on in terms of there being collusion, that there's something they're out to get Sheduer and his father. There could very well be some truth to this. And I'm going to play some of this for you and let you see for yourself what you think. Here we go.
I didn't make that up. That's true. That's true. That's true. That's a true statement. I mean, I got it from an inside source. The guy who works for the National Football League. he got it from inside the league. You know, I know they don't care for his dad. And I think Deion's a great guy. Deion tries to help these young men become men, not.
Did you hear what he just said? He says, I know that they really don't like Deion because he helps young men to be men. When you think about that, well, who are the young men that he's helping the most? Black young males. The NFL, for the most part, is used to dealing with black males who come into the league, who are from single mothers, who don't have a father, come into the league from broken families, young men that are starving for money, even though the players are making money in the college now. Shedeur doesn't come from that. Let's continue.
Boys, and I just feel like it was wrong what they did to him. You go to a team like the Browns, I mean, honestly, that's not a good football team. I hate to see him. I wish they would have cut him. The Browns have had so many first-round picks and screwed it up. I mean, that's a bad football team. They were bad when I played. I mean, they were decent. I think they were pretty good, but they're horrible. I don't think he's going to get a fair shot there. I don't, because I don't think they really wanted him. I don't think the coach wanted him. They should have fired him too, but I'm not a Browns fan, at all, so I can care less. But I mean, I'm a Sheduer fan. I'm a Sheduer Sanders fan.
Did you hear what he said? Did you hear what Eric Dickerson, a Hall of Famer, just said? That he said that Cleveland's always been a horrible organization. He believes that the coach, Kevin Stefanski, should be fired. Everyone is calling for that after what he did in this past game. The BS that he ran, taking Sheduer out of the game when he had the hot hand. This is, as I always would say, is a damn shame. What's going on here? We see what's going on here. Sabotage. At least that's what I believe. I want to thank you for watching this video. Please share the video. Share this video, comment, let me know what you think about this video, what I've been talking about, the whole situation. Everybody's talking about this. And I really appreciate everybody for rocking with the channel. I know that I've been a little inconsistent with my videos from time to time, but thank you. Those of you that are watching this video, share it out. And until next time when we can do this again, I appreciate you out there, everybody. With that said, this is Prime Sports Media. Thank you.